off. Open this gate.
An entire class of U.S. Soviet nuclear missiles is eliminated. Means that the era of nuclear disarmament has begun.
We will stay the course, and we will succeed. And there can be no doubt. Operation Desert Storm is working.
Are you denying that?
We have discussed
What
it already.
more do you want, Livingston?
Enough! You disobeyed a direct order, Mr. Marshall, when it was clear your op was compromised.
With all due respect, sir, you weren't there.
And the group that compromised you, the Pantheon. You sure that's who they were?
That's what Alawi called him. When are you gonna tell us what's really going on here?
I'm asking the questions, Mr. Woods.
Sir, if you read the report, you
I
can...
read your report, Ms. Harrow. Some of it I still find hard to believe. That's why we're going to go over events again. Only this time, I want to hear it from Marshall. From the beginning.
We were in position near the Iraq-Kuwait border. Small team. Me, Harrow, and Case.
Alawi is ahead of schedule.
Whoever he's meeting won't wait around for long.
No, not if it's a smuggler. I'm sure Alawi has paid top dollar to get himself out of the Middle East.
Guess it doesn't really matter. He's coming with us. Outlaw 42, we've got our eyes on the convoy. Painting the target, over.
Roger, ground. Target confirmed. Waiting on your go. Over.
Do it.
Outlaw 42, you're clear to engage. Out.
Let's go get him.
Copy, ground. Engaging it out. Here comes the traffic jam.
He'll be in the middle of the convoy. And remember, Livingston wants Alawi alive.
Noted. Farah, straight to the exfil point.
Yes. Do not concern.
5 minutes.
Alawi is a minister of defense and close to Saddam. His guys will be well trained and heavily armed.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into the Black Ops 6 campaign. This is my first Call of Duty campaign since, I think, Modern Warfare 2019. And even for that, I think I played just a couple missions of the Modern Warfare campaign and gave up on it. So, I'm excited. It's been, like I said, it's been a long time. And, yeah, you know, I kind of remember the campaigns being fun. But again, it's been so long. I'm playing this on Xbox One, unfortunately. Although it still looks really beautiful, surprisingly. I was marveling at the cutscene at the very beginning that you saw. Just how good it looked. Even on the Xbox One, it's awesome. But yeah, so I'm playing this on Xbox One, playing this with a Xbox controller. And I was about to say I'm playing this on veteran, which, you know, I've been playing zombies for a little bit. Kind of catching myself up on. Oh, I guess he's okay now. Been trying to catch up and refamiliarize myself with some round-based zombies. And it's been fun. You know, I've enjoyed it so far. Although most of what I do with the zombies right now is just doing some camo grinding, some weapon grinding. But it's been fun. So we'll see how my skills translate to veteran. You know, again, like I said, it's been so long since I played a campaign and played against veteran AI enemies, that it'll be interesting to see how it compares to, you know, one, zombies, but also how this compares to like the multiplayer that I've played a lot of. Because obviously human enemies are a lot different than the AI programmed ones. So should be fun. If I have to, I know I can bump things difficulty down a little bit, but I'd rather give myself a little bit of a challenge, I think. That plus trying to get the achievements for it as well. I remember that always being kind of like the pinnacle back in the day of trying to beat these games on veteran, and doing stuff like the Mile High Club and all those kinds of achievements were always a challenge, but it was like a doable challenge, you know. I know it took me a long time to do the Mile High Club. I think I did it years later after I beat the game. But that one was like the tough one to do. And it had eluded me for such a long time. But eventually I got it. I don't think there were any other achievements that were as difficult as that one was. Thankfully. A little bit of lag, I guess. But yeah, I know I'm kind of rambling on. And I should say before I go any further, I already actually recorded this episode. And unfortunately I had errors with it, so I'm doing it again. So this may be kind of a quicker episode. I don't know. We'll see.
We're not here to hurt you. CIA? We had a deal. Deal? Not with us. Where you headed? Colorado, you lie. Your man was getting me out. Man. Who exactly? Is that us?
No, not Iraqi either.
Pantheon. Pantheon.
We need to leave. You won't stand a chance against them.
They haven't spotted us. Let's keep it that way. Come on.
Let me get this straight, Mr. Marshall. The group you claim to be the Pantheon was a multinational, heavily armed paramilitary force that showed up out of the blue. At this point, you're told to wait for backup, but you decide to play cowboy instead.
We had to act fast. Our window was
Ms. Harrow,
closing.
did he or did he not disobey your order?
Yes, sir, but the accelerated timetable
That's
made
what I thought. I've come to expect this from you, but not from you.
Sir, our objective was to recover Alawi by any means necessary.
I'm aware. So, care to explain why he's on a slab in the morgue right now?
Things got complicated. Who are these people?
The Pantheon is composed of former European and U.S. operatives. I don't know who leads them.
They're blocking our exfil. We call in reinforcements and wait.
Wait. The hell with that. Faraj, come in. We're headed your way.
No, we're compromised. Alawi will slow us down.
Lyle, you going with us to the Pantheon?
I'm going with you.
Damn it, Troy.
Smart man. Case, let's start by softening them up.
All right, the equipment wheel. Equip and swap your carried items to customize your loadout. Press and hold up on the D-pad to open the equipment wheel, then equip lethal, tactical, or support items into their associated slots. Alright, we'll press and hold up. And we got the RCXD. And do that. Automatically maps it, which is awesome. And it's time to have some fun. Let's see. I'm not sure. Oh, okay.
That's our opening.
Let's punch through it.
I think my first time I didn't even... I made it further than that, I think. Okay, lobby. You know, I guess I didn't realize I had more... I have more RC cars, which I didn't really realize my first time doing this. Not that I'm going to really use them, I don't think. One thing that always kind of used to be a thing in Call of Duty campaigns and stuff, I don't know if it still is. I haven't noticed it as much. Granted, I've only recorded through 2 missions so far. But I know in the past, you couldn't, like, clear enemies out completely. Like, in order to progress or anything, and to prevent enemies from continuing to spawn, was you had to push forward. Even if you were, you know, being held down by gunfire and whatnot. You still had to push forward and make an effort to progress. Otherwise, it would just kind of keep spawning enemies. It'd be like wave after wave, and it wouldn't be like you could just eliminate everybody and be like, okay, now it's time to move forward. It was, nope, you have to make the effort to move forward. I guess maybe to add some of that realism, or just part of the difficulty to it, I guess. I don't really know. But I do remember that being in pain with the older Call of Duty games, especially when I don't think I was as good, I guess, as I probably am now, maybe. I don't know. I say that, and I know my skills have diminished as I've gotten older, but I like to think I have some areas of improvement as I've gotten older. Oh, are you... Well then. Oh, I gotta do this whole thing again? Oh, great. It's the one thing that I'm not thrilled with this sometimes, is like those grenades. Because I know, especially on Veteran, the enemy will just throw tons of grenades and everything, and you really can't account for it. And you end up getting stuck like that, where it's like, I had no time to react to that. I had no idea a grenade was being thrown, and it cost me. Okay, that time I knew a grenade was coming, but okay, fortunately didn't go through the truck, which is good. What bushes? I don't see any bushes. I have to say though, you know, playing through the game so far, even just zombies and stuff, the movement feels really good. The gunplay, as always with Call of Duty games, it feels really good. I'm not sold on the whole Omni movement system thing, whatever they're calling it. You don't really notice it in campaign, but I've noticed it obviously playing zombies and whatnot. The ability to sprint in every direction and slide in every direction, and it seems kind of weird to me a little bit. Like, you know, seeing, like in zombies you can go into third person and everything, and I played around with some of the movement and stuff, of course, and it just kind of looks odd. Like you can slide backwards at full speed. So it's, you know, I guess that's some of the give and take, you know, that comes with it. You know, it's maybe a little unnatural looking, but it's very fluid. You know, I feel like it's pretty, I was going to say straightforward, but movement just feels very smooth and fluid, which, you know, for the most part, that's really the important thing. So, yeah. Oh, come on. But I do love the ability to run and slide like that. It's cool. It's very action movie type thing. So it's fun. You know, if you take away some of the realism that you might expect from the game, it is quite fun. Just kind of enjoy the gameplay, enjoy the gunplay, and just enjoy your time with it. I think, you know, if you're on the fence about it, definitely give it a try. And the great thing about this game is it's on Game Pass, which is how I'm playing it, which is awesome. Don't have to spend the money on that right now. I can just try it, see if I like it, and get it some other day if I have to. See, I died a couple of times there on my first playthrough, or my first recording session, because of that rocket dude. Is that everybody? Okay, cool.
Damn right you will.
Or I'll kill you myself.
Raj will meet us at the bottom. Of the cliff? Yeah, neither way, Case.
We're right
It's not that far down, man. But here we go.
Things were good.
Everyone all right?
Is this your... No! Stand down! Wait till Woods gets a load of this. Goddamn Russell Adler, CIA traitor. He been on the run, what, 10 months?
Marshall, huh? Woods' new project. You can ease up, son. I'm all done here. Jane?
You just killed a high-value target in cold blood and put our national security at risk.
Alawi can't fall into the Pantheon's hands. Or Langley's. The CIA is compromised. But it's not me. I'm just the fall guy.
You expect us to believe that? Hey, Jane, you want to tape his mouth shut for me?
Yes.
Wait. I got a message for Woods.
Oh, yeah?
Tell him Bishop takes Rook.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
Time to go.
In the truck!
Case, you got the launcher? We'll shoot him down.
All right.
There, on our six.
You can't outrun them!
Take him out!
What the hell are you waiting for?
We need to hit him with
I'm sorry. We're moving in a vehicle here. It's not the easiest thing to shoot out of.
We're solid.
For now.
Come on, Case, I need you.
Well, that'll do it.
Oh, shit!
That's how you drive.
No visible threats in the airspace. We're clear. Now to face the music on Alawi.
Good luck with that.
Did we bring him with us? Or did we just leave the body
Anything else
there?
to add?
Sir, despite breach of conduct and losing Alawi, apprehending Russell Adler is a categorical windfall.
Yes, Ms. Harrow. Bringing in a rogue operative is certainly a win. Russell Adler, the mole who betrayed us in Panama. The man responsible for your current condition, Mr. Woods. So why was he trying to tell you something in Kuwait? Bishop takes Rook. Any idea what that means?
No clue.
Okay, then. Based on Harrow's reluctant report and the withholding of critical information regarding Russell Adler, your team is suspended.
Are you for real? This is bullshit.
As for you, Ms. Harrow, consider yourself on very, very thin ice.
People like me and Adler are the reason we ain't speaking Russian right now.
The Cold War is over, Mr. Woods. That makes you and Russell Adler the last global gunslingers of a bygone era. Take this time to reflect on that. Dismissed. All of you.
My office in 5.
I'd advise you not to pursue this further, Marshal.
Are you admiring your own work?
Can't believe you kept him.
Not all reminders need to be scars.
Why are we here, Harrow?
Because you know something? Care to tell me what it is you're up to?
Me and the kids just need some time away. You know, take a little trip. Reflect a little.
Look, I can cover your asses on my end best I can. But if things go sideways again, you're on your own.
Copy that.
Oh, you want?
One? Yeah. Try a dozen. Do me a favor, Troy. Don't get yourself killed.
I'll see what I can do. Bishop takes Rook. Of course, Woods knew what it meant. Adler was pointing us somewhere. The Black Sea. According to Woods, 15 years ago, he and Adler discovered an abandoned KGB safe house in Bulgaria. It was called the Rook. Last year, before Adler disappeared, he'd been chasing rumors of a dangerous paramilitary group, one receiving orders from inside the CIA. He believed the Pantheon was developing a new type of weapon, with plans to unleash something the world had never seen before. And wouldn't you know it, Soon evidence surfaced incriminating Adler himself, and he fled. To this place. What we found here over the last couple days has changed everything. Now I'm questioning what I believed about Adler, about Livingston, about the CIA itself. I have my doubts about going dark on Jane. Woods might be right about her value on the inside, but she'll be in the crosshairs if Langley learns what we're up to. Adler brought us here for a reason. To stop the Pantheon before they strike. To do that, Woods believes we'll need him back. That won't be easy. But Adler left a name to follow. It's a good place to start. No more wasting time. You know the plan. Savati Dumas, the person you're gonna meet. Still no idea why Adler was in contact with her, but a lead's a lead.
We can't trust her. I doubt if Adler did. Hell, for all we know, she's part of this fucking Pantheon thing.
Who can we trust? Dumas agreed to meet Case in Avalon, so we're doing this.
Well, well, well. Look at you putting your big boy pants on. Shouldn't we find Adler before making this call?
Well, that's exactly why I'm going to Munich to wine and dine your old friend.
Friend? Hardly. I can't stand the son of a bitch. But we need him. Sometimes you just gotta hold your nose.
If he's as good as you say he is, by the time Case gets back, we'll have located Adler.
If Livingston hasn't already stuffed him in a barrel.
Op details are up on the board, Case. I'm headed out, so hit me up soon if you need anything.
I've got a few ideas on how we can polish this turd of a safe house case. Let's talk when you have a minute.
All right. Let's talk to Woods.
All right. What kind of life savings you got?
Nothing. Wow. Okay. Nothing. I live day to day. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. Or, got about $3 million tucked away in stocks and real estate. I wish. But no, live day to day.
Attaboy. Carpe fucking diem. Well, guess what? If we're really doing this, we've got to get financially creative.
What did you have in mind?
This place might have been fine for Adler, but for a team, I'm thinking overhaul. An armory, place to train, gear bench, not to mention anything else we might end up needing. There's that won't be free, though.
How much money do we have?
Marshall found a few grand stashed in one of the rooms upstairs. Other than that, we're starting fresh. No touching our own bank accounts either. Someone will be watching. When you're on a mission, look around for any cash lying around. You're gonna Robin Hood your way through this. Steal from the rich and give to the poor. That's me.
So how did you and Adler find this place anyway?
We were following an old KGB trail and a single recording led us here. Seemed abandoned. When we asked our mole inside the KGB about it, he knew nothing. Belikov thought maybe it was some kind of splinter group, not sanctioned by the Central Committee. Whatever it was, it doesn't look like a Red stepped foot in here since 1968.
Can we be sure Adler was here alone?
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to get others involved. Looks like he was working on a trust list. As far as I can tell, he didn't contact anyone. That's probably why Adler was talking to Dumas, keeping it outside of Langley. We're gonna do the same, at least for now.
All right, I've got to run.
The board behind me is how we'll track our spending. Give it a look.
The acquisition desk. Any money found during missions can be used to build out 3 new stations in the safe house. Each will allow you to acquire operator perks, making you deadlier in the field.
Just tell me where you want to spend the cash and I'll set it up.
So we've got the training area, build out a shooting range and drilling space to hone your skills and increase your physical ability. Got the gear station, convert part of the kitchen into a dedicated station for modifying the team's equipment. And the weapons bench. Clear out some space to build a small armory and workbench. Tweak your weapons to hit harder and boost accuracy. So, just for continuity's sake, and as I go forward in my other save, we're going to do what I did in my first recording session, and that is we're going to choose the training area. We get a little montage here. But before we keep moving forward, let's talk with Marshall here.
What's going on, man?
What else can you tell me about the person I'm meeting?
Just what we found in Adler's files. An assassin, maybe 30 years old, came from one of Avalon's crime factions, the Guild. Appears she was raised through the Guild and then exiled or left, don't know. Whatever it is, Adler was interested, so I am too.
What about the person in Munich you're going to meet?
Felix Newman's a former Stasi engineer and enforcer. Dude managed to crack the military branch of ARPANET a few years back, so I'm hoping he's got a sequel in him.
You dig up anything else about the Pantheon?
So far, we've got nothing but Adler's homework. But he could be out of his mind. Whether he is or whether he isn't, those paramilitaries in Kuwait, they were the real deal. Well-armed, coordinated, and motivated.
You worried about Harrow's safety?
Worried? Jane's smart. Once Langley knows we've skipped town, she'll make excuses for us as long as possible. Until then, comms are going to put a target on our heads, so we'll wait for the time to be right, and then we'll regroup. Am I worried? No.
Do you believe Adler? That the Pantheon is connected to Langley somehow?
Hell, man, I don't know. Seems hard to believe, but maybe I'm just naive. If Livingston's involved, he could have wanted Adler off the board one way or the other.
Was trying to hit you up for cash yet?
Are you kidding me? 9 years out and I'm still writing checks to Temple. Tell him to take a home equity loan out on this place.
How do you think Woods is dealing with all of this?
That's a tough motherfucker in there. Lost his legs in Panama, lost his best friend. Langley gave him a chance to help run ops, but between me and you, it's not in his blood. Man's a soldier. Killer. His current situation, maybe he feels like he's on the front line again.
Woods had mentioned that this place might have been a KGB splinter group safe house.
Could explain why they haven't been back here. Maybe turn over some rocks when you have some time. Who knows what we might find in here.
That's all I have. I won't hold you up any longer.
You got it. I'll see you back here on Thursday.
Good luck in Munich, bro. All right. So we have this pretty cool little headquarters area. We'll step outside here and look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Can't imagine waking up here every morning, being able to step out here and look at all this. Gorgeous. But we've got a job to do. So, we'll check out the training area here first. Operator perks. Money found during missions can be used here to purchase new operator perks, boosting your combat skills, physical resilience, and equipment loadout. Some have an additional tier to advance them further. So we've got Vitality Surge, which increases total health by 15%. Second tier is by 25%. You have Blast Resilience, reduce the damage taken by explosions by 25%. Second tier is by 50%. We have Iron Will, which is reducing pain flinch by 40%, and tier 2 is by 80%. And we've got a bunch here that I'll hold off on reading until we can afford them. And again, for continuity's sake, I went with blast resilience on the first part, so we're going to stick with that. All right. So unfortunately, it's not like, I don't know if maybe later on we will get a weapon and kind of play around out here a little bit. I was a little disappointed that I can't like practice with weapons. Maybe that's what you'll get with the weapons bench or whatever. But we'll find out later on. We got a note out here. To-do list. Crack that damn bedroom safe. Secure local ammunition source. Small batch purchases. Find contact info for Dumas in Avalon. Faction connection. Get the furnace going. Investigate that piano. Get rid of the bats. Coming in through elevator gate, maybe? Looks like shaft to sea cave collapsed years ago. There's a sealed bunker beneath the house. Where is it? How to access. Alright, well, let's go check out some of those things and see what we can knock off that list. We'll come in here. And we've got this right here, the black light. Use the black light to reveal hidden messages in the environment. Press left on the D-pad to toggle it on or off. And turn it on. And this is how we found the footprints. You follow these. Actually, seems like there should be a step here. But anyway, you keep following this and boom, brings you to this. And then you saw Woods tap the button in the cutscene. Yeah, so there's that. And then in here, we've got the piano, which it has a couple of symbols up here that are in Russian, and I can't read Russian, so I don't know exactly what these symbols stand for. So I don't know if we can figure this out just yet. But if you look around, you'll see we've got like an M backwards N. You got a PE right here with an arrow. And it comes over here to a C with a backwards N. Another arrow. And don't really see where that one points to specifically other than there's an arrow right here, which I assume that's where it connects to. Not sure on that yet. But that arrow points up here with the 4. I call that like an A, O. Points down here to another PE, which this one doesn't have any arrows to it. So I wonder if this is like the end sequence or something. I don't know. But I think we'll probably have to wait and see what else we can do in the future. But we move on. There's nothing we can do in the kitchen. We'll come up here. And I think it's not this room. I think it's this one here. This one here. Yes. We've got the safe. And we don't have a code for it yet. So that will stay locked for now. And then come over here and we've got another note to read. This is for 111. Spoke to Alawi again this morning. He's getting jumpy with rumors of an impending coalition strike. Couldn't get much more out of him this time. He did tease something about Pantheon elites. No real intel on this yet. Operators, presumably. Something about unorthodox training and advanced field tech. Stolen or internally developed. Hussein is interested, but it's really something else he's after. Our first piece of little extra lore there. And we'll come back down here. And then we're going to come in here. Take the basement down. And we've got an audio log to listen to.
Daniel Livingston's been planning my retirement party for half a decade. He wants a youth movement inside the CIA. More creative and agile operatives, I recall him saying. If he wasn't the one who framed me, he sure was eager to believe the pile of horseshit that landed on his desk. He can hunt me down as long as he wants. But he'd never think to look inside a former KGB safe house. Even if he knew it existed. See, Daniel, I can be creative too.
See, this is part of the reason why I sort of wish I played some of the other campaigns. You know, I played a lot of Cold War zombies. And I know Adler was a huge part of that campaign. And I do sort of wish I had played that before this at some point, so I could get some more of the story. But maybe someday I'll go back to that and play it through and pick up on some things. But next we've got this sort of furnace engine type thing. 101790. I can't figure out what the purpose of this generator. I can't figure out the purpose of this generator. The house has power, so what the hell is this for? 11290. Found a wadded up note in the other room and translated it best I could. This thing is too finicky. Turning on the pilot light with the fuel line fully open isn't working. Reason unknown. The boiler has a leak and won't let the pilot light start. Best to fill the boiler with water once the flame is good and steady. So, coming back in here real quick, you notice pilot, fuel, and boiler are all highlighted in a way. And you'll see we've got pilot, boiler, and fuel. And we'll come to that in just a second here, but we'll figure this out. So, let's see if I can remember how I did this. I think... Okay, so... that empties everything. And then... I think... like that. And then... no. Okay. And I think it's in the middle. There we go. And the boiler. And hit it again. Not as bad once you know what you're doing. And that's as much as I know what it does and everything so far. There's no real indicators that it opened anything up, that it turned anything on. So we'll have to wait and see on that as well. And let's come over here, read this case. I'm thinking this boiler might be providing power to a hidden part of the house we haven't found yet. Placed a black light upstairs if you want to do some investigating. M. So my assumption is it probably ties in with the piano. I assume because that's where we got the black light, and there's some sort of code there that we aren't seeing. But I don't quite have the answer for that. So hopefully it's not like an obscure thing, and it's a little more straightforward than I'm worried it might not be. But we will find that out soon, hopefully, because it's going to bother me for sure. But with all that done, I think this episode might have actually taken longer than when I cut down the first time around. But we'll look at the evidence board here. And we'll just kind of review this real quickly. We've got Bishop takes Rook. Well, that was something. If a new paramilitary presence on their scene wasn't enough, Russell Adler showed up in Kuwait doing his best Russell Adler impression. I'd push for a bonus if we weren't already suspended without pay. We intercepted Saeed al-Alawi's convoy in Kuwait and brought him back alive. Although he's not necessarily alive. So, yeah. And our next mission we have is Blood Feud. Wood says that he doesn't trust Savati Dumas, but he says that about everybody else too. Might be rubbing off on me. Just do whatever you need to do in Avalon to bring her into the fold. Investigate a Pantheon lead in Avalon while helping Savati Dumas complete her mission. So, that will be for episode 2. And I hope to see you all for that. And until then, thank you for watching. I hope we have a good time with this campaign. I'm looking forward to it. And I'll catch you all in the next one.